Buon salve, benvenuti al riassunto dello Star Citizen Live del 28 ottobre dedicato alle missioni. Iniziamo subito. Le nuove missioni di investigazione anticipate al CitizenCon sono state proposte come sfida per avere missioni modulari che presentino però dei forti elementi narrativi, cosa che non succede appunto nelle altre missioni. Queste nuove missioni investigative sono state scelte perché ritengono che siano fattibili con la tecnologia attuale. In ogni caso, il grosso del lavoro sarà fatto da un paio di persone, gran parte dello sforzo è creare l'infrastruttura narrativa, sostanzialmente non c'è un grande investimento da parte della CIG in queste missioni e il team si dedicherà più in generale a altri elementi, non soltanto a questo nei prossimi mesi. Hanno anche specificato che per il momento non si tratta di creare una nuova professione, quanto invece delle missioni che spezzino la monotonia di quelle attuali, di passatempi quasi, punto a creare un approccio che consenta loro di essere veloci nel realizzare eventualmente nuove missioni di questo tipo, ma allo stesso tempo sono consapevoli che non ci saranno abbastanza nuovi contenuti da giustificare una carriera dedicata. Sono piuttosto decisi nel rendere queste nuove missioni investigative una sfida, non vogliono tenervi per mano e non intendono dunque darvi indicatori al di là del luogo dove si svolgerà la missione. Le isole di Horizon, dove si è svolto Siege of Horizon, l'evento dinamico, saranno usate per delle missioni nella 318. Queste nuove missioni sono state realizzate da un nuovo arrivato che ha contribuito nell'evento dinamico, ma ha puntato molto nel rendere queste missioni pensate a un approccio strategico di squadra per gruppi organizzati. Ci sarà da dividersi, accessi multipli, così così. Vi dovete coordinare. Per quanto riguarda la criminalità, se avrete un crime stat basso potrete nella 318 pagare una multa ed evitare la prigione. Se invece vi beccherete un crime stat alto, sarà più complesso evitare il carcere. Potrete andare solo a Caria per togliere il crime stat, che tornerà dunque dopo 5 anni ad essere il punto focale PvP del gioco. Hanno voluto precisare che se da una parte le nuove missioni sono legate ancora al vecchio Mobiglass, stanno comunque collaborando con il team che sta facendo il nuovo Mobiglass per essere sicuri che sia adatto alle esigenze delle varie missioni. Le ricompense per le nuove missioni non sono ancora state decise, è l'ultima cosa che viene fatta, spesso mettono un placeholder giusto per far funzionare la missione. Hanno mostrato una nuova missione da fare da soli in prigione, ha avuto l'approvazione di Chris e dei vertici. In questa missione Ruto vi chiederà di recuperare un oggetto e vi permetterà anche di scappare e rimuovere il Krimstat, in modo da poter appunto scappare dalla prigione senza essere per forza in un gruppo, senza avere qualcuno che vi dia un passaggio. Potete farlo da soli. Se vi interessa vederla, perché magari ci sono spoiler che persone non vogliono vedere, vi lascio lo spezzone che hanno mostrato, che mostra proprio la missione all'opera. Quindi vi date un'idea di come sarà. Ho lasciato l'audio originale, quindi aspettatevi i dialoghi in inglese. Insomma, però vedete proprio in video come è fatta la missione. Gli ultimi 10 minuti dello Star Citizen Live sono stati dedicati a presentare il lead environment artist John Griffith. Hanno parlato della sua storia personale, del suo lavoro alla CIC, di come divide il suo tempo tra pianificazione per il suo team e la revisione, oltre che il lavoro artistico effettivo. Non c'è molto da dire, è una persona simpatica, insomma. Hanno voluto chiudere con lui perché il team che doveva essere intervistato dopo quello delle missioni quella mattina stessa si sono ritrovati tutti malati, quindi può succedere. E niente, con questo abbiamo finito. Qui è Marcus Ars e ci sentiamo al prossimo video. Ciao a tutti.
All right, so we're starting off in Glacier.
Yeah, so we're when I recorded this, I tried to do it from obviously the perspective of a player who would have just arrived in prison, and generally, I think when players go to prison, they either try to enter the escape route straight away and get out of there as fast as possible, or they head into the mines to dig up rocks and serve their sentence like a good citizen. And Here I just allude to that as you kind of would go deeper into the prison. For those who don't know already or don't do the mining very often, the deeper you go into these prison caves, the more likely you are to find rarer ore. And rarer ore, when you return it, will give you back some...
That's an NPC.
Some ore. It is, yes. So this is one of the other features that we've added to prison, unrelated to the mission. This is just to help spice up and spruce up the place a bit more. So we've added emergent AI that will spawn in the caves and sort of wander around. It really adds some life to it. These AI can also be killed, and they will drop prison loot. So any loot that would be available to a player in the prison can potentially be on any of these AI. However, if you do so in the prison, you'll know that you'll get a murder charge still. So you will increase your sentence by doing it. However, that leads into our next spot. As you can see, the mission was just offered to the player. Now, this was triggered because the player got so deep into the mines that he entered a new section of the prison mines that we're calling the prison black spot. So this means that this area of the prison is so deep underground that the Clasher can no longer block communications to prisoners. And Ruto has found a way to elude through that. So he has found a way to contact players within prison and offers them a mission. Now, this mission is to retrieve a data chip that one of his other little minions failed to smuggle out of the escape route for him. So he's asked you to find his fallen fellow and retrieve the data chip and upload the data.
I would like to quickly just say, I've just seen a lot of people call out trespassing. That was a bug.
Yeah,
we fixed it. It wasn't meant to be there.
That's there because in order to do the test, you just warped yourself to the prison.
You
didn't actually have the crime scene. Right?
We technically I'm not allowed here.
All right. So we're back up. So we've been skipping ahead a bit. Every time we fade to black, we skip ahead like 3 minutes. So we're now up. You're back at the fan. Folks recognize the stopping the fan here.
New UI for the fan keypad though. That's got to be exciting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
And yeah, we've so in terms of the escape route itself, we haven't. It would be a very big task to change the whole thing, but in order to add a little extra to it, we've the body that the data chip is on is kind of floating on these platforms within the main cylinder of the escape route. And it will be different each time where the body spawns. But as you can see here, this is quite high up in the escape route. Anyone familiar with this will know that this is right near the end of the escape route, but the body is sort of in the middle. So I locate one jump to make it across. Obviously, on Aberdeen, the planet that the prison's located on, this has low gravity. So you need to complete a series of jumps to get to the body and to retrieve the data chip. And then once you've got to this point, it's very difficult to re-enter the route a safe point. So you might have to go to a point that you didn't previously go to and sort of find your way back to the escape route and get away. It's
Depending on where the body spawned.
Yeah, and it's also worth mentioning that the moment you escape prison, you're automatically put onto a timer. Because of Aberdeen's natural temperature on the planet, the player's body temperature will increase rapidly, and so to sort of complete this mission or to get to the rover, you are already on a timer. This will add some time to that timer. It's significantly more difficult if you damage yourself along the escape route at any other point, which is quite common. So yeah, in the process of escaping prison, you will need to get past the trip mines, which was the first thing I ever added as a designer to the game.
I remember there was a conversation just a bit before that where Max said like, oh, people are going to crawl on the floor and go around it. And there was a big discussion in MFT, people going, no, they won't, no, they won't. And the first video we saw someone did it, they did exactly that. There was like, my head's too big, I'm going to crouch.
Yeah.
All right, so we've skipped ahead. We're now outside. We've now, after falling about 6 or 7 times, most likely.
Yes.
We've come to the little storage crate that's got the Ursa. We've got the code for the Ursa.
Yeah, so you grab them from the guard room and then you escape prison, just like it was before. We've made a slight change here in this rover that spawns now will now spawn with some guns inside of it. The purpose of this will be shown just shortly, because towards the end of this mission you're going to be required to enter some combat. So.
All right, so at this point we've recovered the chip from Rudo's last lackey.
Yes.
And now we've got to take the chip to this waypoint. What's at the waypoint?
So it's a satellite. So Ruto wants this data directly uploaded to him, not physically handed to him. So they have Ruto and his gang have conveniently stashed a satellite inside a derelict that you'll see just shortly here. So after the player has a short rover ride over Aberdeen's lower orbit, low gravity planet, which is also very fun, by the way, trying to drive that thing over the surface. They will arrive at a derelict, and this derelict has got security from Hurston Security, who have gone there to investigate what's going on, and which is why there is a cutlass parked there. And the player will have to fight off the security that are here, and so that he can upload to the satellite.
Now, obviously, you're doing this solo, but many folks enlist the help of friends when escaping prison.
They can. There's some caveats to it. This is meant to be done solo. That's the idea. They could call in a friend to come and help them at this point, but the problem potentially with doing that is you will get a crime for killing these security guards. So whoever is on the mission, it cannot be shared, the mission. One person will get to wipe their crime stat. So if they were going to enlist help from a friend, they might want to make sure that it was the person with the mission killing them off. Because you're going to get 4 murder charges from doing this, but uploading to the satellite at the end will wipe you clear of them. So
the person who took the mission. So again, so if your friends come, if you enlist your friends, your crime stat will be cleared.
Yes.
But your friends will still have the new murder charges.
They'll have a long sentence.
They can essentially transport you. They can bring you here, but if they kill anyone, they're going to end up back there in Klesher.
And the whole idea of doing this is to avoid having to go to Klesher.
Exactly.
So that's your incentive to doing this solo. So it looks like you switched guns because the first one ran out of.
Yep, there's only one clip in either gun, as obviously Horizon. Hurston didn't just leave an ammo carted full of bullets rover right next to the prison. But as you can see here, I take out the AI and I'm putting the data chip back into my hand to upload into the satellite, and this is mission complete. So the data chip will be eaten by the satellite. Ruto will get his much needed data about the insides of Klesher, and the player will walk away crime free. There's also that cutlass now can be commandeered by the player, so they also have a way to escape the planet immediately upon mission complete.
Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that they were called magazines, not clips.
Tomato, tomato.
Nobody reads magazines anymore anyway.
I'd also like to say that one of the closest settlements to Klesher is, what is it?
Barton Flats.
Barton Flats, and we've added an ASOP terminal there. So if you are alone, it's not exactly a short hike, but there's a hike you can do, and you can get your ship if you do escape.
Are you stealing the security's cutlass now?
Yes.
We are, yes.
You just cleared your crime stat.
Well, let's hope they don't find us.
Yeah.
But I guess there's nobody alive to report the crime, is there?
Exactly.
No.
Not unless you get found.
No.
Is a crime really a crime if nobody's there to report you?
Well, you could fly this ship to the new Platinum Bay.
Exactly, and get your own ship out there.
Gotcha. So the mission not only gives you a way to clear your crime stat, but now it gives you a way to escape the planet without needing to call for friends.
One of the issues we noticed with the first sort of escape route we had was that a solo player really isn't good for them, because they'll get out and they could put up a service beacon waiting for someone to pick them up, or they're just stuck. So this kind of helps that solo player lifestyle.